What's the craziest contraband you've seen confiscated during basic training? Week 3 of basic training at Fort Benning. Our drill sergeant was Staff Sergeant Brennan. Tough guy, no nonsense, ran inspections like he was searching for nuclear codes. We had this recruit named Curtis Novak. Skinny kid from Nebraska, looked like he'd never left his farm before joining up. Real quiet, always kept to himself, never caused trouble. But Curtis had smuggled something into basic training that nobody expected. A pet hamster named Captain Whiskers. Kept it hidden in his footlocker inside a sock with air holes. How he got it past reception, nobody knows. But this kid was determined to bring a piece of home with him. Said the hamster helped with his anxiety. For 3 weeks, Curtis successfully hid this rodent. Fed it crackers from the chow hall, gave it water from his canteen, built a little nest out of tissue paper and uniform scraps. His bunkmate Garrett knew about it, thought it was hilarious, helped keep watch while Curtis cleaned the cage during fire guard shifts at 2 in the morning. The rest of us had no idea Curtis was running an illegal pet sanctuary in the barracks until the hamster escaped. It was Wednesday morning, formation in 30 minutes. Everyone's scrambling to get ready. Curtis opens his footlocker to feed Captain Whiskers before inspection. The hamster bolts, shot out of that footlocker like a furry missile, disappeared under the bunks before Curtis could react. No, 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 Curtis whispered, dropping to his knees. Come back! Garrett started helping him search, crawling under beds, checking lockers, looking everywhere. But this hamster had vanished into the barracks infrastructure. 10 minutes until formation. Still no hamster. Curtis was sweating bullets. If Sergeant Brennan found out, he'd get recycled for sure. Maybe even kicked out. We formed up outside. Sergeant Brennan started his inspection routine, working his way down the line, checking uniforms, asking questions, being his usual intimidating self. Then we heard it. High-pitched squeaking coming from inside the barracks, loud enough that everyone noticed. Sergeant Brennan stopped mid-sentence. What is that noise? Nothing, drill sergeant, we all shouted in unison. The squeaking continued, getting louder. Brennan's eyes narrowed. That sounds like a rodent. Curtis went pale. Looked like he might pass out right there in formation. Brennan marched into the barracks. We heard him moving things around, opening lockers, checking under bunks. The squeaking got more frantic. Suddenly, got you! Sergeant Brennan emerged holding Captain Whiskers by the scruff, this tiny brown hamster dangling from his massive hand, still squeaking indignantly. Whose animal is this? Brennan's voice could have shattered glass. Dead silence. Curtis was frozen in place, unable to speak. I will ask one more time. Whose rodent am I holding? Curtis slowly raised his hand, voice barely a whisper. Mine, drill sergeant. Brennan walked over, still holding the hamster, stared at Curtis for a solid 30 seconds. We thought Curtis was about to get destroyed. What's its name? Curtis blinked in confusion. Captain Whiskers. Drill sergeant. Captain Whiskers. Brennan repeated slowly. You brought a hamster named Captain Whiskers to basic training. Yes, drill sergeant. He helps with my stress. Brennan looked at the hamster. The hamster looked back. They locked eyes for this weird moment of interspecies understanding. Then Brennan did something none of us expected. He started examining the hamster professionally, checking its teeth, paws, overall condition. This animal is well cared for. Clean, healthy, proper weight. You've been maintaining it during basic training? Yes, drill sergeant. Where'd you keep it? Footlocker, drill sergeant. Made a habitat from socks and MRE boxes. Brennan nodded thoughtfully. Show me. Curtis led him to his bunk. Opened the footlocker, revealing this elaborate hamster setup. Multi-level structure built for military gear. Food storage, water system, exercise wheel made from a repurposed flashlight. The entire platoon crowded around to see. It was actually impressive. Curtis had engineered a complete hamster survival system using only basic training supplies. Sergeant Brennan studied this setup for a full minute. We waited for the explosion, the punishment, the angry speech about military regulations. Instead, he handed the hamster back to Curtis. This is the most resourceful contraband operation I've ever witnessed. We all stared in shock. Curtis, you demonstrated initiative, problem-solving, and commitment to a mission. Those are valuable military skills. He paused. However, you cannot keep a hamster in the barracks. Curtis's face fell. Yes, drill sergeant. But, Brennan continued, I'm not confiscating Captain Whiskers. I'm reassigning him. Turns out Sergeant Brennan's 8-year-old daughter had been begging for a hamster. His wife kept saying no because they didn't know how to care for one properly. You're going to teach my daughter everything about hamster maintenance. Proper feeding, cage cleaning, health monitoring. Consider it a special detail. Curtis spent that weekend at Brennan's house, setting up Captain Whiskers in his new home. Teaching Brennan's daughter everything he knew became a regular thing. Curtis got off base privileges once a month to check on the hamster and give care instructions. The platoon couldn't believe it. Kids smuggled contraband into basic training and somehow turned it into family mentorship with a drill sergeant. At graduation, Brennan's daughter brought Captain Whiskers in a little carrier, made a thank you card with crayon drawings of hamsters doing army training. Brennan pulled Curtis aside. You taught my daughter responsibility and gave her a friend. That's worth more than any military regulation. That's how a kid from Nebraska brought illegal livestock to basic training and ended up becoming his drill sergeant's family pet consultant.